Hi.
Hi. So what's going on?
I'm just waiting to hear um, if you are going to come over or not.
Well, you had a chance to think about what we were talking about before?
Well, I don't really know what kind of a decision you want.
Well, I didn't say it needed to be a decision. I asked if you'd been able to think about it.
Yeah, I have.
And do you have a better understanding of what I've been trying to tell you?
In terms of the position you've been put in and everything else, yes.
Well, that and the position I've been put in and the position you've been put in because you're the one who has to cope with this the most right now. Part of what I'm saying is, Scott is not a victim here. He's not the one that anyone needs to feel sorry for. He's the one who created all this.
He called, by the way.
Oh, did you talk to him?
Mhm.
Anything new?
No, he basically told me everything that Lissy had said in her blog.
Okay.
And I just listened and made a few remarks, and that was it. And I said, well, thank you for the call. Glad things are going well, and that was it.
How does he like the place they run it?
Um, Apparently, it's fine. It was built in the 50s, which is a good thing because it's not brand new, and so they don't have to really worry about the dogs.
That's stupid. So if it were a newer place, they'd worry about it more. It's someone else's property. I don't understand why the fact that it's older means they don't have to worry about the dogs as much.
Because the things are scratched up already. The dogs really don't do damage. They shed all over the place.
I understand, but my point is that to make a comment like, well, we don't have to worry about it because it's an older place, and, that doesn't mean they should still be able to run around and not be controlled. That's just more of his attitude. It's like, it's devolving himself of any responsibility. That's what he does. Control with no responsibility. So we'd probably say that about your house too. Well, that house was built in the 50s, so who cares? All right. So your silence is my answer?
I can't say anything because if I disagree with you, then I'm
No.
defending him.
No, you don't understand. I never said you can't disagree. I just said don't yell at me that I'm telling you how awful your children are. I am commenting, I'm giving my opinion on what I think is a relatively irresponsible mode of behavior.
Okay? And I don't believe it was meant in that vein. It was meant in that they've been in a pen for the last month.
Yes,
and
I
now they
that.
can walk around the house.
Now they can run around because it's an old place and someone else's place. It's not his father's house. It's someone else's place where no one's going to know or be able to do anything about it.
No, that isn't it. He's suggesting
Exactly it.
he's not suggesting that they're free to do damage. That isn't it at all.
Well, you are going to have to explain to me a different way of seeing it and why it would be different. And I don't get it. I don't see any other way to see it or hear it. All right. Why don't we talk later?
Do you want me to make dinner or not?
Whatever you want. I mean, I don't think you really want me there, so I'm not sure it really makes a difference.
It doesn't seem to matter if I say yes, I do. You always
Yes, you do what?
Yes, I would like you here. I've said that a number of times in
yes,
the course
you have.
of the afternoon, and
Yes.
and you don't. It doesn't seem to matter.
Well, you're misunderstanding that in that I'm not saying that doesn't matter, but again, you say that to me, but your actions indicate you really don't want me around because you don't like the way I have come to see Scott. And most of it is I don't like what he's doing to you, and you can't even accept that. You disapprove of me protecting and looking out for you. That's a big part of it. You know, it's kind of like that scene from the movie Liar Liar with Jim Carrey. He's in the bathroom and he's, you know, hitting his head against the wall and whatever and trying to hurt himself. Someone comes in and says, "What are you doing?" And he responds, "Oh, I'm kicking my own butt." That's what you do. It's like you're kicking your own butt. And you're kind of hurting yourself more instead of helping yourself. The best thing you can do is to say, you know what? This is so wrong and so bad, it must stop, and I can't accept, you know, some of these behaviors or many of these behaviors from Scott. My point about the story about the dogs up there is that to me is just him absolving himself of responsibility. I mean, it's someone else's property. He doesn't seem to care. Well, I'm glad it's sold because it doesn't matter if the dogs run around and do whatever they're going to do there.
That isn't what he meant.
Well, I don't think you know that for sure. I mean, my new view is that when he says those kinds of things, I mean, he's basically saying, you know what? The only thing I care about is me and me being in control, and I don't care about anyone else, whether it's you or the rental property and its owners or his brother or whatever. The only thing he seems to care about are the dogs.
I disagree with you.
Well,
and that doesn't mean that I
you're free
approve
to disagree.
of other things that he's done. I don't approve of certain things that he's done. But that doesn't mean that every single thing he does is bad or wrong or awful.
I didn't say everything he does, but I think that comment, from my take on it, I think that's pretty bad. I certainly wouldn't want him occupying any property that I owned, because I know he doesn't care.
That's not true.
Well, that's the message I get from that comment as well as certain other comments.
They put like masonite board on the bottom of all the doors on that house in Santa Fe so that the dogs wouldn't scratch up the doors.
But that had become
They
their
took
home.
They took precautions.
That was that house, but not the house apparently in Coeur d'Alene. The reason they did that in that house is A, they were going to live there, B, they didn't want to see it damaged, and C, they didn't want to lose their security deposit. But the place up in Coeur d'Alene, they have nothing to lose, so who cares? That's their attitude.
No, it isn't their attitude. It isn't.
Well, it sure sounds like it to me.
Then I misrepresented it. That you got the wrong idea
No, that's
from
what you
how
told
I
me.
said it. Then
You
I
told
said
me
it
very
wrong.
plainly.
I said it wrong then.
No, I don't think you did. I think you said it exactly right. All right, I don't know what else to say to you. I mean, this is once again an issue where you put, you know, Michael or Scott ahead of not only me but ahead of you.
That too is completely unfair. That isn't the case.
Well,
that isn't the case. I'm not allowed to stand up for a truth that I see.
I've never said that.
Well, you're objecting. You're objecting to the fact that I don't believe you're seeing this correctly.
Well,
as I said, that doesn't mean I absolve Scott of all of the bad things.
Okay. I know enough about Scott, and when I mix that in with what you just told me, it seems pretty clear cut. You know, the things that he has done to you lately, and what he said to you, and what he said to me on Saturday, you know, I mean that is so sick, even deranged, to do something like that to me and to you, because whatever he said to me, you know, affects you too. I mean, it's just beyond horrible. And I think that comment is in the same vein, the comment about that house. So, all right, I don't know what else to say to you. Anything else?
It doesn't seem like anything I say is right.
This has nothing to do with you.
Yeah, it is.
No, it isn't. You told me what Scott said, and I get it. I understand now. I understand. You will never be able to stop defending Michael and Scott. I understand that.
See, that it's not defending. It is trying to be honest. It's trying to be truthful.
You were honest. You told me directly when you first told me what he said. That was honest and truthful.
The way you interpreted it was not.
I'm not interpreting it. Those are it's the direct words and their plain meaning.
Then I didn't say it right because
you
came up with a meaning that isn't the case.
No, I think that you had the exact meaning that he meant to tell you.
No.
Yes. I think that's exactly what it is. You need to value yourself as much as anyone else. And unfortunately, I think you don't do that.
I called the woman attorney and I left a message that I wanted to change the appointment until Tuesday.
Yep.
I also sent a follow-up email and I got an email back that said they can't do Tuesday. Monday is a holiday, so the courts are closed, which is why she could see me on Monday.
She doesn't have half an hour on Tuesday?
I guess
Holy
not.
smoke. So you didn't do anything with the other fellow?
No. So I figured I'd get back to her tomorrow.
All right, who sent the message? The secretary?
I'm not sure, probably.
All right.
So you have to think about if you still want to go with me.
All right, I can do that. All right, anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, I guess I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
All right, bye now.